Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I made my catch can. So I'm gonna draw how it's built. This is the cylinder that we used, like that. I think it's 12 centimeters by 7.5, I believe. But it doesn't matter, you can do whatever you want. So there's this pipe that comes in here, like so, and it goes down like this. Then we have another pipe coming in here, and then we have fittings on each end so you can connect the hose. So there's hoses here then. So basically this is your inlet, this is your outlet, and then what actually separates the oil from the air is these two like mesh plates in there, which I've put. And then in between these two plates I put like the dishwashing like mesh thingy. You can use whatever you want, but I use that, so I bought a couple of those. I didn't need much. It's basically so when the air goes through, the oil goes through all those passages and it stays in there. And then basically when the air comes in, you trap it in here and it drips down, and then you get your oil down here. Then at the bottom I just tap the thread like there, put a bolt in and like an O-ring just to make sure. Then there's also like a few holes in this tube in case it gets that filled up. But so basically big cylinder, air comes through this pipe, goes all the way through, goes out here, then it goes through all these meshes, and then it exits through this one and it goes back to your intake. So that's pretty much it. I added a little plate here so I could screw it on, and that's pretty much how you make a catch can. I found these plans online. I basically copied that and made it my own, and that's pretty much all there's to it. Spray paint, catch can. Now we're gonna paint this thing. It's gonna be good. Paint it. Looks good. That looked good. So this is how my intake always looked. It was always messy and oily because the PCV in the actual engine wasn't doing anything. So now it's gonna be much better. So here's my catch can and the thread at the bottom, and I just put in a bolt and an O-ring on it, and that's pretty much it for sealing it. And I can just let out any oil at any time I want. So I just used the location for the engine hanger and I unbolted it, and then I just simply put my catch can on there, put the bolt through, kept the actual hanger, and pretty easy to mount, and it also puts it in a nice place where it's more stealthy. Here I managed to drop my extension, of course, that has to happen. There's the old PCV hose. It was so hard and brittle, it was awful. It just broke in my hand, so there's a new one. I just used regular fuel tubing, new hose clamps. It's pretty cheap. And there it is. Pretty simple, easy install. And of course the hands of an Opel mechanic. So this is my catch can system that I've created. So a line goes from the valve cover, which releases pressure, which it should have like a PCV valve or a like mesh in there. Then I just used regular fuel hoses to my catch can, mounted on this bracket which is for engine hoisting, and then another hose goes into the intake. That's pretty much it. It has no impact on the engine whatsoever, works great, and hopefully it's catching some stuff. And as you can see, the throttle body is still clean from the finger wipe I did before mounting it, so I guess it's doing a great job. Usually it would oil up a lot in there, and I still need to clean it very well and all this, and the idle valve, but I guess it works. Good job. Would recommend doing this to your engine if you get problems like this. Helps with your engine life and no more crap in your intakes. Alright, so today my locks wouldn't open anymore, the central locking stopped, so took apart everything. And here's my old school remote control module. Doesn't really work because I don't have the remote control or whatever, but it wouldn't open at all, so you go to the passenger side kick panel, you take this off, and then you find this key cert module. This is for the central locking, so I unplugged it, cleaned the connector up, it was really messy and all, and now it works again. So this is how you fix the central locking on this thing. And sometimes the relays inside might go bad or they stick or whatever, so I just shook it around a bit, so now it works. And there's also fuse number 17, which is for the remote control, and now it works. Magic. So at the MOT right now, just went through, got all my paperwork, and it doesn't go through. The cat is fucking shot. The front left arm is pretty much gonna fall off because the hub and then the bushings and everything is so shot the arm is barely hanging on, so fuck me, the registration expires tomorrow, so let's go parts hunting and replacing this shit. Jesus Christ, this is such a piece of shit.